Hello, my name is Shitiz Srivastava and this is my podcast. And in this podcast today I want to talk about law of attraction. And it is something that a lot of people are attracted towards, and a lot of people have seen this documentary which made it famous. This documentary called The Secret, which was released in 2006 by Rhonda Byrne. And this concept of law of attraction, which was already in the field, like a lot of books have written this concept in different words, but it was for the first time that it was turned into a law and it was given a name like law of attraction. And it was used like that, and people started using that to get something in their life, to visualize what they really wanted to do, what they really wanted to get, and then they start getting it. So whether law of attraction works or it's a scam, no one still knows, because if you desire for something and you get it, then it's law of attraction. But if you desire something and you don't get it, then they would say that you haven't desired it strong enough, then you have to desire it more stronger to get the thing. So basically if it works and if it doesn't work, both has their own reasons why it works and why it doesn't work. In my opinion, the law of attraction is the same thing as putting up goals, thinking about the things that you wanted to do for a longer period of time and visualizing them inside your mind in exact ways that you want them to happen, and that's how things start to happen. So the basic thing that every book that I've read on this thing and every other book is that you have to visualize and think about the things that you really wanted to do. And it all started from Think and Grow Rich. Before Think and Grow Rich, there was another book called The Science of Getting Rich by Sir Walter D. Wallace, and in that book he also talks about this visualization technique, and he says that there is no particular science behind it, that he doesn't know the logic behind it or what is the science behind it, and one shouldn't go into the depths of trying to understand how this works, how the mind works, because even the science today doesn't completely understand how our human mind works or any mind works. So basically, when you think about something and you visualize them in exact details, then somehow people have advised that it starts to happen, it starts to manifest inside your life. So my experience with law of attraction was when I was in one of the deepest dark cave of my life, where I just lost all the hopes of doing anything in my life, and I was like, I didn't want to do a lot of things. But accidentally I saw this documentary and I read the book on it, and then something happened which somehow correlated with what was happening. I didn't have any money at that time. After watching this documentary, I wrote in my diary that I want some money, and the exact amount of money that I wrote in the diary came into my account after a week, and that strengthened my beliefs in the law of attraction. And then I went on a journey to understand and why this law of attraction worked for me. And then I read a lot of books, and right from the books of Bob Proctor to Tony Robbins to Jack Wayne, and so many books are there on law of attraction, and so many motivational speakers are there who talk about the same thing again and again, and they have started incorporating this law in their own speeches as well, because a lot of motivational speakers were part of this documentary, where they actually tell you that if you want to achieve something, if you want to get something, then you have to visualize it again and again. And that is the crux of the entire thing, that whatever you want is going to happen to you. So if you're desiring for the wrong things are going to happen to you, and no one actually desires for the wrong thing in their life. And this is what documentary tells us, and this is where this documentary actually hits people, that they think that they are thinking positive, but in actual they are thinking negative. Like suppose someone is thinking that I don't want to have an accident, then he's imagining accident. So one beautiful thing that comes out of this documentary is this psychology, that human mind thinks in terms of photos and it does not think in terms of language. So if you're saying I don't want to have an accident, you're actually picturizing that accident the moment you start saying that word. You say I want to travel safe, I want to be safe, I want to be healthy, and that has a different impact than you saying I don't want to have an accident, I don't want to be sick, I don't want to get cancer or something like that. So basically the words that you say has a very great purpose behind it. So the things that you're uttering inside from your mouth and the things that you are thinking inside your mind has a very great impact on your personal life. So whatever is happening inside your mind is also changing the dimensions of what is happening in the physical reality of your reality that is happening outside the world in which you exist. So, and if you have understood science, then you will understand that every person is the center of universe. Like Einstein has proved already that the universe is in a circular shape, If you talk about in terms of mensuration, then you can say that the nth dimensions of universe is in the spherical shape. So only when you talk about mensuration, there is only one design in which there is no vertex or a corner, and that is circle. Circle has no beginning or an end, and that is what universe is. So in 2 dimension we call it circle, in 3 dimension we call it sphere, but in multi-dimensional maybe we don't have a word for that, but that is what the crux of the thing is, that in multi-dimension the universe is in a spherical shape where it has no beginning or it does not have any end. And that is what happens when you say that you are existing somewhere. You are the center of the universe. Every point in this universe is the center of the universe. So you are the center of the universe for yourself. So you change your reality as you go along. And that is what this law of attraction means. Law of attraction means the things that you desire in your life are attracted towards in your life. If you are attracting more bills, then you get more bills. If you are attracting more money, then you will get more money. If you are attracting a beautiful girl in your life, then you will get that beautiful girl. So whatever you are trying to do will happen eventually in your life. So be cautious of what you're saying and be cautious of what you're thinking. Your thinking is not random. What you talk is not random. You cannot joke about yourself to someone else thinking that just because you joke it won't happen to you. No, even if you joke about something, your mind is constantly working. So there are different parts of mind. There's a logical mind, there's a analytical mind, and your logical mind basically might understand the sarcasm, but your subconscious mind might not understand the sarcasm that is intended in the joke that you have said about yourself, and it might take it very seriously, which might be detrimental to you and your thinking. And it is not that Rhonda Byrne came up with this concept of law of attraction. There has been many books, and I was reading this book about how Babylonians used this technique to become successful and did things that at that time were not believed that humans could do. And if you have seen pyramid, imagine this, it was a brainchild of some guy who dreamed that this big huge stones can be put on one another in a triangular manner so that they can create place for the pharaohs to cremate basically. So someone came up with that. So everything that happens eventually comes up with some idea that is generated inside the mind of some person, and they just start working on that, and that's how it happens. So in my opinion, I think you should not completely discard this theory, because I have read neuro-linguistic programming, and it says that the way you condition your mind, so the image that you're thinking again and again actually conditions your mind to attain that thing, and you get desperate to get that thing. So there's one thing that Napoleon Hill mentions in this book called Think and Grow Rich, is that you need to have the burning desire to do something. Only then you will be able to do it, and that burning desire is the most important thing that you need to have to achieve something. And most of the people actually lack this burning desire. So desire, a lot of people have this burning desire. Burning desire means you just go after it very aggressively. A lot of people just desire about a lot of things in their life, but they don't do anything about it. All they have to do is take the first step, and the next step will be shown to them, but they don't do that. And that is the most important thing, that you don't even have to plan everything ahead to take your first step. You just have to move the first step, and the things will happen to you as they go along. So this was my podcast for today. I hope you like this podcast. If you like it, then please like, share and subscribe. Otherwise don't. And we'll meet in the next podcast. Bye bye.